For the remaining time that you had at Wisconsin, just give us some feedback on your playing time and any thoughts on going pro and different things of that nature.
My career at Wisconsin pretty much, man, consisted of being a special team starter and a dime and nickel guy. I was always competing for a starting spot at boundary corner, and injuries kind of plagued me too. I mean, a hamstring, I pulled it twice at Wisconsin, and the third time I tore, and that was pretty much it. My senior year, really didn't return from that, but I can't go back and second guess my career and stuff like that. It was what it was. I enjoyed my time at Central. We went to a bowl game. Four out of my 5 years I was there, we went to a bowl game. So I was traveling somewhere during this time of the year, which is January, for a bowl game, and playing different teams. I played played UCLA in the Rose Bowl, Georgia in the Outback Bowl, played Utah in like the Copper Bowl. We played Duke one year in the Hall of Fame Bowl. But just seeing different people enjoying the bowl atmosphere, man, because just the gifts that you get from those bowl appearances and just the time that you have with your teammate, and just to be able to have exposure to whatever city you in for whatever bowl game was just it's just life, and being able to see things in life, and be able to do things and enjoy some things. So my time at Wisconsin was definitely in hindsight, it was
Gotcha.
definitely a good time. I mean, during times, when I was there, of course, I felt like I should have, started this game or started that game, or, been, looked at a little bit serious, more serious for starting certain games, But at the same time, I had my role, you know what I mean? And like I said, I always competed for a starting position, but pretty much started all special teams, and diamond nickel guy, and I traveled everywhere with the team. So,
Gotcha.
and that was my career at Wisconsin.
When you was in high school, you was getting all the exposure from college coaches. Now I know in Wisconsin, I know the NFL scout probably every practice, every day. Did you have any interest with the
Well,
NFL? Was it?
I did, and again, you know that hamstring was just always a part, as far as physical, that hindered me from taking it to the next level. Because at corner and defensive back, I mean, you really can't be out there with a bad will, because that's definitely a position where you have to have speed. So yeah, I wanted to graduate, and I end up with a degree from that place. I can remember, and a few times I thought about transferring, but Coach Tom Halterman, I used to call him from time to time when I was at UW and talk to him about a few things. And this was like my junior year when I was really thinking about transferring to like Western Illinois or another school. And I called him and talked to him about it, and he was like, well, at the end of the day, when football is done, and it's done at a young age, he was like, you're going to have an employer, you're going to have this right here, it's going to say degree from whatever University of Western Michigan. And you're going to have this piece of paper right here that's going to say whatever your degree is, University of Wisconsin-Madison.
Yeah.
It spoke for itself. He was like, that school right there has a lot of prestigiousness to it. It's a very prestigious school, especially academically. So he kind of, talked me down to staying there, because I was really thinking about leaving, because you just want to play. At that
Yeah.
time, you just want to play. I'm seeing guys, going to the NFL every year.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, I want my fair shot at it. I mean, we stacked here at Wisconsin. If it don't work, I need to go somewhere else, to make it happen.
Yeah.
But like I said, I was in my junior year by that time, and if it's going to happen, I feel, you know, things are going. If it's meant to be, it's going to happen.
Yeah.
It's just destiny on anything in life, and so I stayed there, and I left there with my degree, and that was like one of the most influential talks
Yeah.
I ever had, and one of the best things that was ever told to me is like, man, they used you for 3 years so far. They've been using your body. You
Yeah.
make sure that you use them for something, and you leave there with that degree. Don't leave there empty-handed.
Yeah.
And that was a power statement, man. Sitting here as a grown man now, You know, and you know that, Carl, too. Your
Exactly.
football career don't last long. I think the average football career is 4 years.
Yeah.
You know, 4 years and you're done, but that education
Forever.
carry you to the rest of your life. So
Yeah.
I don't regret, you know, anything, you know, that happened at the UW. Again, I played with some great players, you know, Brent Moss, Terrell Fletcher, Ron Dane, you know, Lee DeRaymond, all those linemen. I can name linemen for years from Wisconsin,
Yeah.
you know, but a lot of good players, you know, and I still have a personal relationship with a lot of these players. We still UW alumni, and at the end of the day, we're just all human beings, you know. Just their avenue on life went that way. My avenue went this way, you know, but we use that to better ourselves and to leapfrog ourselves into adulthood and to being successful in life. So, you know, but we all want to play, you know, that at a young age.
Yeah.
Everybody think, you know, everybody think they supposed to be an NFL player.
Yeah.
You know, like you said, coming out of high school, he's like, everybody thought they should have been D1.
Yeah.
You know, but it's tough, man.
Yeah.
It's tough to be a Division I athlete.
Yeah.
In general, don't matter, it's football, basketball, track, whatever. It's tough. And then at that, you know, you gotta have, you know, the academics.
Exactly.
You know, and I think that was a plague. Like prior to my time at being at Central, probably with a lot of basketball players more than anything, is not, you know, having the academics. You know, to get to those bigger schools and to get into any school, you know. And I think if at that time, I think a lot of young guys that was in high school when I was in high school would have knew just having that opportunity to go to that next level, what that would do for their lives, you know, later on in life. It's just amazing. If they would have knew, I think a lot of them would have worked harder at it, you know, getting their academics and stuff like that down. Because it does make a difference to be able to, you know, get outside of East Chicago and see, you know, what's outside of East Chicago, you know. And again, I was fortunate that my athletic ability gave me that opportunity to just see exposure to the world outside of East Chicago. East Chicago is small.
Yeah.
When you think about it, you know,
It
the
is.
size of the world. Like I said, I've been to Japan and back. You know what I mean? And like, really, from my house on Parrish, you can almost hold your breath and go through East Chicago Avenue and ride all the way through the middle of East Chicago, and you through East Chicago.
Yeah.
You know, but we always had a sense of pride here in East Chicago. So, you know, I think that's why we doing these interviews and stuff like now. It's just the history, and I think it's cool. You know, the history and the sense of pride, because you got to know where people have been before you know where you're going. You got to know something about the past. Definitely.
Okay.